The Tarkari had war woven into their blood. From the moment their claws first touched steel, they were raised to conquer, to bleed, to howl into battle with joy and fury. Their civilization spanned 12 star systems, not through trade or treaties, but by crushing opposition beneath orbital fire and stormtroopers bred for obedience. Peace was considered a weakness, silence a trap. Every generation lived knowing battle songs better than lullabies. To retreat was dishonor. To compromise was death. And then the humans came. They did not arrive with superweapons or declarations. No parades of dreadnoughts, no psychic warfare, no reality fractures like the Alun or the Kethri had tried. Instead, the humans built a station. Small, ugly, orbiting a neutral moon between 3 Tarkari colonies. It had no visible weapons, just a transmission looping across channels. We are here. If you seek war, we will not join. If you seek trade, we will listen. If you seek peace, we will pour the tea. The Tarkari laughed. And then they attacked. Their first assault destroyed half the station's outer panels. The humans didn't retaliate. They sent a simple message in return. We are still here. The kettle is warm. Confused, the Tarkari sent diplomats, thinking it might be a trap. They returned unharmed, confused, thoughtful, changed. They'd been given chairs. Blankets. A strange brown liquid, bitter, warm, oddly calming. No ultimatums, no veiled threats. Just space to speak. The High Warbringer of the Tarkari, Lord Harkin the Thousand-Fanged, scoffed. Poison disguised as kindness, he said. We will burn them to ash. But another envoy volunteered to return. And another. And another. Each came back with stories, of humans who listened without judging, who offered food without debt, who asked questions without guile. In a culture where strength was everything, humans did something terrifying. They showed vulnerability. And survived. Commander Nia Ren was the human responsible. She had no battlefield rank, no advanced implants, no armor beneath her gray woven robes. Her only weapon, if it could be called that, was a worn teapot she brought from Earth. Cracked. Ceramic. Painted with blue vines. She used it during every meeting, every conversation. Pouring tea for enemies like they were old friends. She didn't beg for peace. She didn't argue for it. She simply embodied it, unshaken, patient, present. Harkin, in his rage, demanded a meeting. The humans agreed. No guards. No weapons. No conditions. He arrived with 30 elite guards, armor dripping with ceremonial blood. Commander Ren met him alone, standing in the station's central garden dome, where fruit trees and earth grasses swayed gently in artificial breeze. A wooden table sat between them, and 2 chipped cups waited. You mock me, Harkin snarled. No, Ren replied. I welcome you. He growled. You fear to fight? I've fought, she said, pouring tea with a steady hand. I've bled. I lost my sister in the Orion push, and half my unit on Kirill Ridge. I know war. Then why hide? I'm not hiding, she said. I'm choosing. He stared at the steam curling from his cup. You would have me drink instead of conquer? I would have you rest, she said. Just for a moment. Harkin didn't drink. Not that day. But he didn't kill her either. He returned twice more alone. Each time, Ren poured tea. She spoke little, asked nothing, offered only presence. The silence between them stretched, not hostile, not submissive, just calm. He confessed the 3rd time that he hadn't slept without weapons in years. I sleep soundly, she said, because I choose peace. You're a fool. Perhaps. And then one day he drank. It changed everything. Whispers spread through Tarkari space. The Warbringer had accepted tea. He'd spoken softly with a human. He hadn't demanded surrender or carved his name in blood. He'd returned to his warships in silence. Not long after, skirmishes slowed. Some outposts began requesting diplomatic liaisons instead of targeting patrols. Trade vessels were allowed through previously hostile zones, grudgingly at first, then regularly. Commander Ren never gave speeches. She never raised flags. She simply remained. The Tarkari elite were divided. One side saw this as corruption, a rot spread through culture, undermining their honor. The other, growing faster, felt relief for the first time in generations. For the first time, their children were not being born for war. So they came. Scientists, poets, elders. Ren welcomed them all. The table grew larger. Extra cups appeared. Tea brewed constantly. A child of the Tarkari High Matron visited once. She asked Ren, "Why do humans offer silence?" "Because sometimes," Ren said, smiling, "noise doesn't heal what's broken." Some Tarkari tried to trick her, sabotage her station, hide weapons and gifts. Ren never responded with force. She gave the saboteurs a place at the table anyway. Some refused. Others stayed. Many cried. The High Matron herself came eventually. She brought her fiercest generals. Ren greeted them with the same old kettle. She poured. Saturday. Waited. This is weakness, one general growled. Then sit with it, Ren said gently. Some generals stood. One sat. Then another. Then the matron. And together they drank. It wasn't quick. Peace never is. There were setbacks. Betrayals. Skirmishes. But over time the Tarkari changed, not because they lost, but because they were heard. Because Ren showed them an alternative and made it tangible. The station became known as the Kettle. Not a fortress, not a temple, just a place where war had no voice. Its name became a whisper on battlefields, a wish among weary soldiers. Let's go to the Kettle. Generals began requesting reassignment, not to conquer, but to talk. Warriors retired to become translators, artists, counselors. A new generation of Tarkari grew up with the taste of tea instead of blood on their tongues. When Ren died, peacefully, surrounded by friends of both species, the Tarkari wept. The matron declared 7 days of silence in her honor. They buried her teapot in a crystal vault, not as a relic of humanity, but as a holy symbol of rebirth. No Tarkari would brew tea and crack cups again. They would remember that peace had come, not in force, but in stillness. And so the galaxy changed. Not because of warships, because of tea, because a human dared to be still in the storm, and invited others to sit beside her.